Hello everyone, welcome back. So this might sound unbelievable, but at one point Paramount Pictures actually tried to get NBC to cancel Star Trek. Yeah, the same Star Trek that would go on to become one of the biggest franchises in history was almost shut down by its own studio. And the craziest part, we know this because of James Doohan, the man who played Scotty himself. So here's what really happened. Back in the mid 1960s, Gene Roddenberry pitched Star Trek as something totally unique, a space adventure inspired by classic Western storytelling. It was ambitious, different, and risky, but thanks to Lucille Ball, the show actually got made. She believed in it enough to push it forward when others didn't, and that decision changed television forever. But early success, that wasn't part of the story. When Star Trek first aired, it struggled. Ratings were shaky, the show constantly hovered on the edge of cancellation. Things got even worse. In 1967, Desilu, the studio producing Star Trek, was sold and absorbed into Paramount, and suddenly everything changed. New executives, new priorities, and apparently very little interest in this strange space show. According to James, Paramount didn't understand Star Trek at all. In fact, he claimed they actively wanted it gone. They went to NBC and basically told them to cancel it. NBC was ready to go along with it. Just like that, Star Trek was almost over after just 2 seasons. But then something incredible happened. Fans stepped in. A massive letter writing campaign led by dedicated supporters flooded NBC with messages demanding the show to stay on air. We are talking about hundreds of thousands, possibly even million letters, and it worked. NBC backed off. Star Trek was renewed for a third season, but here's the catch: Paramount still didn't care. They agreed to keep the show going, but they didn't want to invest it in. Budgets were slashed, sets become simpler and cheaper. Some episodes were literally filmed on bare sound stages with minimal design, and the cast they didn't even get raises. After 2 seasons of work, Paramount told them they would return, but with no pay increase. As you can imagine, morale dropped. Even Gene Roddenberry himself became frustrated and started stepping back from the show. The creator of Star Trek slowly distancing himself from his own creation. And eventually, after season 3, NBC cancelled it for real. That should have been the end, but it wasn't because something unexpected happened after cancellation. Reruns. People who missed the show during its original run started discovering it. Fans grew, communities formed, conventions started popping up, and Star Trek transformed from a struggling TV show into a cultural phenomenon. It came back stronger than ever, spawning movies, spin off, and even shows like Star Trek The Next Generation. And today it's one of the most valuable franchises in entertainment, which makes this whole story kind of ironic because the same studio that once tried to kill Star Trek ended up owning one of the most successful sci fi universes ever created. And it all come down to one thing: not executives, not budgets, not rating fans. They saw something worth saving before anyone else did, and without them, Star Trek might have disappeared completely forever. Thank you for watching. Bye.